Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We are continuing our focus on the fight against corruption, and there's been several comments, perspectives on this same matter. But yes, indeed, remember, ever since there was that visit, which Dr. Tanko has also spoken of, the National Peace Committee. Well, let's get you excerpts from, yes, some sound bites, as a matter of fact, from that particular meeting, and then Dr. Tanko will follow up on it.
The presidential election has come and gone, but if you thought that the National Peace Committee, headed by General Abdulsalami Abubakar, ought to have been dissolved, having successfully brokered peace at that period of near chaos, you may be wrong. The general and his men met with President Buhari on how to nurture the peace their committee got for the country.
This Father Bishop Cooker will tell you what we are here for.
The general may not talk to State House correspondents, but mandated Bishop Cooker to speak on behalf of the Peace Committee on why they are here.
We've come here just to have further conversations with the President to get a bit of updates about the relevance of the Peace Committee itself and how we can help to nurture what God has given to us.
This meeting is coming at a time there are reports that the former President may have sought the intervention of the National Peace Committee following the moves by the successor to probe the past administration.
President Jonathan never, by telephone or by any other means, sought to see the committee. We went to see him, but that was after we had already seen members of the political parties. We saw a few members of civil society. We planned to see the speaker because we couldn't see him yesterday. So this was a very planned series of intervention, essentially just to hear out everybody. And I think that the good news is that Nigerians are committed to a new nation. We are committed to ensuring that the gains and the blessings God has given us, come to fruition.
The committee also has something to say on the present administration's stance on the fight against corruption, indicating that they are not against government stance, but that the right process should be followed.
I don't think any Nigerian is against, is in favor of corruption or is against the president's commitment to ensuring that we turn a new page. I think what we're concerned about genuinely is process. This is a democracy. It's no longer a military regime, and that under our existing laws, everybody is innocent until he's proven guilty. So again, our commitment, as I said, is not to intimidate or to frighten anybody. The president, the former president's commitment and what he did still remains spectacular. I think that President Buhari himself and everybody else appreciates that. So our effort really is to make sure that the right thing is done.
The National Peace Committee is happy that the presidency has sought for the continuation of their work, as they will be needed when the need arises to build confidence in the democratic process. Chukwuma Onekusi, Channels Television News.
Well, that was what was said to be the summary of your visit to the presidency. When you did go, did that quite summarize very clearly what your visit was about?
Exactly. You can see even every one of us there very clearly stated that we are all in support of the anti-corruption war. There was never a time that we suggested, even by our body language, we suggested probably we were trying to water down any action of Mr. President at all.
If you can hear me, one of the things that did come out there, and perhaps maybe that was the beginning of being misconstrued, was when Bishop Cooker did talk about process. Did you also take up the issue of process with Mr. President?
Yes, we mentioned the issue of process. You see, the context in which we did was this. We have a president that has been accused of, because of his military background, to kind of portray him in a light that he does not follow process, or maybe he won't follow process. You are very much aware that there was an issue of the DSS arresting or taking into custody with the former National Security Advisor and then the Rivers State Commissioner, INEC Commissioner. Now, all of these things came into play to suggest as if that Mr. President was doing these things without due process. And we, in our own wisdom, thought we should remind the President, and which he now confirmed to us, that the issue of whether people are thinking that he is not going to follow through due process does not arise at all. Just to confirm that he's a man that is a new-turned Democrat working in a democratic setting. And I told you what he said. In fact, when the issue started, it was a meeting within the PDP and the APC, where the PDP was accusing the APC of persecuting them. Now, funny enough, the chairman of the APC made a simple joke that at a particular point in time, how time changed. We were in your shoes too when we were accusing you of persecuting our members. If you remember the issue of the DSS and the rest of them. So the tide has changed. So, but in all we want to send as a message that due process is being followed so that no single part of this country would misperceive the true intention of Mr. President in such a way that the polarizing probably is not following due process. And that was why he gave us in an answer, saying that the crude oil of Nigeria is being stolen at the moment. Normally in a military situation, he would have even said, okay, go and arrest them and all of that without even following process. But now he said, the documents that were used, mark my word, document, you should bring it back and so that they can use it to persecute those who are found wanting. And that summed it up. So there was never a time that probably showing this particular statement to mean something else. But, you know, as it were, in Nigeria, we're very, very good in sometimes, you know, trying to pick words and giving it a new coloration. Yeah, but really, I'm sure there must have been a misconception in it.
Well, you did know, I mean, our correspondent there did say very clearly that your visit was coming at a time when the rumor mill was agog with stories, that you had been asked to plead on behalf of, you know, of some persons, as it were. But that was also clarified. It was same in that particular report. You say that there was no such thing. So also did Bishop Kuka also confirm that. The question then is, why did you see the need, or why did your committee see the need to make the rounds, you know, to all of these political leaders, if the issue you had with Mr. President was on corruption and the manner in which it was being fought?
Okay, Mokwe, we are all living in this country. We have seen the renewal, you know, kind of exchange of very strong words between the political parties, especially the APC and the PDP, as began to insinuation that maybe certain people are being persecuted, are being taken into custody, and then the politics is starting to heat up in a moment. And that was why we had a meeting with them. What inspired us to make this particular issue was because of the meetings that we had with the political parties. And they say, a stitch in time saves 9. We worked hard in collaboration with Nigerians to ensure that we got this particular peace that all of us are enjoying. Remember, if there is no peace in this country, nobody will be president or any one of us will even be seated the way we are. So what we want to do is that to ensure that we do not lose track of that particular piece and nobody hit up the politics in any way. And it's important here, I must mention it, that President Goodluck Jonathan did not sort for the committee in any way to say we should plead or beg on his behalf. In fact, he himself is in full support of the anti-corruption war. He said he was ready to answer any question about anything, but nobody in any way says that we should plead on his own behalf. And we reported this today. The renewed vigor is very, very clear. Every Nigeria is in support of the anti-corruption war and ready to make sacrifice. Even the accused is ready to support it. You could even see even the PDP is saying that yes, they are in support of the anti-corruption. It will benefit every Nigerian.